Ladies and gentlemen, politics is a very interesting game. And politics is a very dirty game. In 2017, the NASA coalition had one major headache: the Kakamega gubernatorial seat or race. Boni Khalwale, who was then serving as the senator for Kakamega, was contesting for that seat. The Kakamega governor, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, who was also doubling up as the ODM deputy party leader, was also defending his seat. Boni Khalwale was the deputy party leader of Ford Kenya. So Raila Amolo Odinga, in his wisdom, tried talking Boni Khalwale out of the Kakamega gubernatorial race. Boni Khalwale refused. So Boni Khalwale went up to the ballot and he lost. And immediately after losing, you remember the resist movement where he was very active after losing. Then abruptly Boni Khalwale started flirting with William Ruto. And before we knew, Boni Khalwale had resigned from Ford Kenya and joined UDA. So Boni Khalwale began campaigning for his 2022 gubernatorial contest in 2018. If you add to the campaigns in from 2015, 2016 there, Boni Khalwale has been campaigning the longest. And yesterday, Boni Khalwale was forced by William Ruto to pull out of Kakamega gubernatorial race. In this video, I want us to look at why Boni Khalwale has been forced out of that race. And I know most of you guys will accuse me of being biased. Let me read for you what Boni Khalwale posted. And I don't know whether you can see it. Maybe you cannot because of lighting. There is this particular tweet. There's this particular document. There's this particular post which is shared. Just go to his Facebook page. Boni Khalwale is saying, after intensive consultation, soul searching, reading from the script of Michael Kijana Wamalwa, and in keeping with my iconic mantra of decisive leadership, I've today happily opted to return to national politics, leaving Malala to steer Kakamega County. Thank you. So basically, Boni Khalwale has pulled out of the Kakamega gubernatorial race. And then a gentleman called Akuliko on Facebook posted a very simple text that Boni Khalwale has strategically thrown Malala into frying pan. Only those with political knowledge of Kakamega will understand. That was 1 hour after Boni Khalwale had made the previous post. And interestingly, Boni Khalwale shared that post, which means Boni Khalwale agrees with the guy that he has thrown Malala into frying pan. So the question is, why do you think Boni Khalwale has been forced to pull out of the Kakamega gubernatorial race? The truth of the matter is that opinion polls have been conducted in Kakamega. And the ODM candidate, Fernandez Baraza, has always emerged at the top. At the second position has always been Boni Khalwale. Then Cleophas Malala has always been number 3, consistently. And the shocking thing is that the ODM candidate, if you add the votes of Khalwale and Malala, they don't add up to Fernandez Baraza. So which means, if we go into this election like this, there's a possibility that ODM candidate is going to win in Kakamega. Then Boni Khalwale going to Senate is also likely to win, because most people believe that Boni Khalwale can serve better as a senator. And it also means that Malala is going to lose. So it means Ruto is going to win through Khalwale, the Senate. Raila is going to win through Fernandez Baraza. And then Musalia Mudavadi is going to lose. is going to lose in Kakamega. But personally, I don't understand why Boni Khalwale is being forced to pull out of the race. Number one, Boni Khalwale is the senior most. If you compare Boni Khalwale, just from just a comparison, you compare Malala and Boni Khalwale. Boni Khalwale has been a member of parliament, I think more than once. Boni Khalwale has been a senator. Boni Khalwale has been the chair of PAC. So Boni Khalwale is more senior to Malala when it comes to politics, even age-wise. So I don't understand why the DP agreed that Boni Khalwale was the one who was going to step down. And again, if you leave that, Boni Khalwale started his campaigns long time ago. And again, he had contested and lost. So if you are considering any other factor, the fact that Boni Khalwale has campaigned longer would have given him this ticket. Even if Mudavadi wanted to win that ticket, Boni Khalwale would have been told, if you want this ticket, come to ANC party. That's my thought. Number three, Boni Khalwale is also more mature. So in an ideal situation where things are being weighed on a scale, Khalwale versus Malala, Boni Khalwale scores hugely. But Boni Khalwale's biggest weakness is that he was being sponsored. William Ruto was the force behind Boni Khalwale. And therefore, if your sponsor tells you that you pull out and you refuse, he's going to tell you, I'm not going to fund you. And there's no way Boni Khalwale was going to win without proper funding. So in this video, I want us to look at why Ruto has forced Boni Khalwale to step down in favor of Malala. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And with the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, the channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us be very brief. I have only 5 points. The first reason why he has been forced to step down, I think, is because of Musalia Mudavadi demands. The truth of the matter is that Musalia Mudavadi placed on the table several demands. One of them is the Kakamega, because there's no way Musalia Mudavadi can agree, because these people are planning to zone. So there is no way Musalia Mudavadi can allow Ruto to sponsor a candidate in Kakamega, and that candidate has the potential of winning. There is no way. So one of his demands was that, give me the Senate for Nairobi and give me the Senate for Kakamega. Without Kakamega, I don't think Musalia Mudavadi will have any say. So William Ruto is comfortable with this arrangement because he can still win the Senate. So very interesting politics taking shape down there. So Musalia Mudavadi's demand to Ruto. So Ruto has given in to those demands. What I'm foreseeing is probably a different thing. I think probably Ruto is going to take Nairobi. But let us wait and see how all these things are going to unfold. Number two is what I call the running mate factor. You see, Mudavadi joined UDA or Kenya Kwanza, and then is not the presidential candidate. Then Malala made noise that Musalia Mudavadi must be the running mate. Because without that running mate, how can they sell Mudavadi on the ground there? But I think Ruto is telling Mudavadi that you can't get the running mate, because I'm interested in getting someone from Mount Kenya. Which means that Mudavadi then told him, for me, if that's the case, then let us exchange. I need the governor for Kakamega and maybe the governor for another county. I'm foreseeing Nairobi through Sakaja. Support my candidates there. Then I'll be okay. I can go and tell my people that UDA is willing to give us the running mate. It's not there. So they're going to give us Kakamega and they're going to give us Nairobi. That's how I'm looking at it. Otherwise, nothing can explain why Khalwale can be forced and he can accept, because Khalwale has actually accepted this thing grudgingly based on the Facebook share he made on his page. Number 3, I also tend to think that William Ruto is actually rewarding Cleophas Malala for delivering Musalia Mudavadi and for him to remain silent. Remember, after delivering Mudavadi, Cleophas Malala started making noise that the lawyers must get a running mate. Then what happened the moment he made that noise? He was actually called to Nairobi, Karen, very fast. And he took the next available flight to Nairobi. When he landed in Karen, he was ushered into a room. That room was full of the Mount Kenya leaders. He was only the lawyer leader there. So they talked him out. So I think one of the demands, Malala told those guys that if you want me to remain silent, I need the Senate. Give me the Senate. And assure me of funding. So we will not hear Malala again making noise about Musalia Mudavadi being the running mate. And if he will be making those noise will be guided or will be guarded, and those noise will only be to please the people of Kakamega, not beyond. So I think the DP has decided that Malala delivered this guy. So the best thing I can do for him is to reward him. Ask Boni Khalwale to step down. Then secondly, for being silent, for him to remain silent over the running mate, because the Luhya Nation are asking Mudavadi that question. We are going to give you the Senate, so zip up. Number 4, in my view, I think there's high prospects of the ODM candidate, CPA Fernandes Baraza, winning that seat based on opinion polls and other factor. This is the same guy who has forced the ODM deputy party leader, the ODM deputy governor in Kakamega, Kotima, to ship out of ODM. Because the ODM governor there, Wycliffe Oparanya, actually wanted to support his deputy. But Fernandes Baraza amekuja na force, a force they cannot sustain. So that force of Baraza has forced the deputy to run. So this guy, based on opinion polls, has a upper hand. He has high chances of winning that seat. And because he has high chances of winning the seat, William Ruto would not want him to win. Mudavadi would not want ODM to win in Kakamega, especially the governor. So what do? Simple. Agree to work together. Front of a joint candidate, who is now Malala. Persuade Boni Khalwale to go to the Senate. Then if you guys can work together, your supporters and these supporters, they can come together, then they can defeat the ODM candidate, which is still a tall order for them. Because I know Boni Khalwale, based on the post, I don't think is going to accept these things just to be like that. And lastly, I think maybe the deputy president is also dealing with the issue of nomination headache. If there's something which is giving Raila Odinga headache, if there's something which is giving William Ruto headache, is the nominations. How are they going to nominate candidates? In Mombasa, for example, how is ODM going to nominate their gubernatorial candidate? Is that person going to be Nasir or Shibal? How is UDA going to do their nominations in Nairobi? Margaret Wanjiru and Sakaja. How are they going to deal with the Kakamega? You see what ODM has done in Kisii. The other guys are now being advised to go for those alternative parties because there's a serious headache. And you know this, the political parties amendment bill is also telling you that if you delay, then you will not run. So I think the DP is just dealing with the issue of nominations, how he can manage it. If it's zoning, let's say Kakamega now going to ANC party, who is going to be Malala's deputy? Is that person going to come from UDA? What about Nairobi? What about Nakuru? How are we going to deal with places like Westlands? How are we going to identify MCAs in Nairobi? So let us wait and see. But I now pity Boni Khalwale. He has worked hard. But someone was joking that Ruto has actually decided to to force a lawyer who is Khalwale from the race and impose a Luo who is Malala Omondi on the people of Kakamega. But those are just jokes. Until next time, Lima Kwenye.